Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Godwin Sunday. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on 9 Concert. You can download the Global Television app from Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. And now to the news in details. Vice President Kashim Shettima has urged the Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, and the Federal Ministry of Regional Development to maintain the tempo in driving the accelerated senior secondary education program to wriggle the Northeast from poverty. Shettima spoke during a meeting with the management team of the commission, who came to brief him on the level of work on the accelerated senior secondary education program at the presidential villa, noting that by investing in education, NEDC is writing its name in gold. The vice president stated that the base of poverty in Nigeria is found in the north. The House of Representatives has advised the public to be guided by verified information regarding the $150 million bribery allegation against 3 of its members by cryptocurrency giant Binance before taking a position on the matter. Binance head of financial compliance Tigran Gambaryan on Friday named 3 federal lawmakers, Ginga Onwusibi, Philip Agbese and Peter Akpanke, as the officials who demanded the $150 million bribe from him to prevent his arrest and prosecution for alleged financial crimes. Both Agbese and Awusobi have dismissed the allegation in separate statements, vowing to use the instruments of the law to clear their names. Igbo Apex Group Ohanaeze Ndigbo at the weekend expressed their profound sorrow at the shocking news of the demise of Pa Ayodele Samuel Adebanjo, noting that he stood for the Igbo at the darkest time of Igbo history. The Deputy National President General of Ohanaeze faction, Mazi Okechukwu Isiguzuro, noted that Igbos sympathize with Southwest and the Oduduwa nation for the great loss, adding that Ohanaeze Ndigbo has declared a period of mourning spanning 2 traditional Igbo market days. He insisted that the late elder statesman passing has reverberated through our hearts and minds, invoking a deep and collective mourning for a man who stood steadfast as a paragon of friendship and solidarity towards the Igbos. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has called for sustainable health financing mechanisms that ensures efficient resource mobilization and utilization to strengthen Africans' healthcare systems. Speaking in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, on the sidelines of the 38th African Union Summit, the First Lady stressed that Africa's economy, growth and social stability hinge on a robust healthcare system that guarantees access to essential medical services for millions across the continent. This was contained in a press statement signed by a senior special assistant on media, Busola Kukoyi. Former Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly, Modashiru Obasa, has taken legal action against the Assembly and its successors, Mojisola Marinde, challenging the legitimacy of his removal from office. Obasa filed the suit at the Lagos State High Court in Ikeja, arguing that the impeachment on January 13, 2025 was unconstitutional as it occurred while the Assembly was on recess. The case, which is yet to be assigned to a judge, seeks a clarification that his removal was unlawful and a violation of legislative procedures. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have intercepted parcels of illicit drugs concealed in a specially constructed compartment of a box. The hidden compartment designed to evade detection was used to smuggle illegal substances across the international borders. The agency's Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, highlighting the sophistication of the traffickers' concealment method. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has called for the enactment of laws prohibiting possession of large sums of money at polling centers. A suggestion was put forward during a consultative meeting attended by the Commission's official, security operatives, and members of Senate and House of Representatives. During the meeting, INEC Director of Litigation and Prosecution, Taminu Mohammed, said politicians often carry large amounts of money on election day, claiming it is for party agents and logistical expenses. Students from no fewer than 23 public universities and polytechnics have lamented the delayed disbursement of their approved institutional loans from the Nigerian Education Loan Fund as deadline for tuition payment and examination draw near. President Bola Tinubu signed the Student Loan Act into law on April 3, 2024 to prevent sustainable higher education funding for Nigerian students. However, in response to NEL's Fund verified post on X during the week, students from several institutions, including the University of Nigeria Nsukka, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, Federal University Lokoja, Ladoke Akintola University, and others in northern Nigeria, expressed frustration over the non-disbursement of their approved loans. The presidential candidate of the African Action Congress in the 2023 elections, Omoyele Sowore, was reportedly attacked morning by suspected thugs at the Lagos City Marathon. Sowore was attacked by the thugs alongside crew members of his media outfit while participating in the marathon. The thugs also attacked some journalists covering the event, injured many of their victims, and destroyed their cameras and other gadgets. The State Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress (APC) Imo State Chapter, Shajitan Duke, a chieftain of the party and former lawmaker representing Ngoko Bala State Constituency in Imo State, Bidana Amajioho, and the state legal advisor Uche Uwosu have resigned from the ruling party. Amarachi Ibe has details. I sincerely apologize for inability to bring you that news right now. We'll promise to bring it in a subsequent bulletin. The Tertiary Education Trust Medical Simulation Committee has presented its report at the Tertiary Education Trust Fund headquarters in Abuja. Chairman of the committee, Professor Wale Suleiman, while presenting the report, said medical simulation centers are virtually non-existent in Nigeria. Ramsin Enoch Agbo was at the event for Global TV.
The chairman of the committee, Professor Wale Suleiman, and his team came up with some findings in their report, one of which noted that there is an urgent need for all healthcare regulatory bodies in Nigeria to incorporate medical simulation in the education's curriculum of their trainees. He stated that there is need to accelerate the transition to integrated training curriculum in all healthcare institutions. The committee, in its findings, said the newly established Federal University of Health Sciences are uniquely positioned to incorporate innovative education and training modules in their curriculum, such as medical simulation.
There's an urgent need for healthcare regulatory bodies to incorporate and accept medical simulation training as a critical component of continuing medical education and proficiency training. There's a need to accelerate the transition to integrated training curriculum in healthcare in all healthcare institutions. The newly established Federal University of Health Sciences are uniquely positioned to incorporate innovative education and training modules in their curriculum, such as medical simulation. The newly established Federal University of Health Sciences represents the best opportunity for incorporation of medical simulation in the education and training of new generation, emphasis on new generation of Nigerian healthcare workers that can compete on the world stage. An example is that worldwide now, nobody uses, most developed world don't use cadavers anymore. They've transitioned to computer-based training, teaching in anatomy and physiology. So that's the one big example that, you know.
In addition to the findings, the committee came up with the recommendation that will facilitate the implementation of their report, such as the establishment of simulation centers across Nigeria, medical simulation prototype, programs and equipment in the medical simulation centers, and funding mechanisms. Suleiman, in his final remarks and future direction, emphasized that one of the ways Nigeria healthcare can leapfrog the 21st century health system is through major investment in education and training of more healthcare workers that can compete on the world stage.
Innovation. I believe strongly that one of the ways Nigeria healthcare may leapfrog into the 21st century is through major investment in education and training of future healthcare workers. People that can actually compete on the world stage. We're doing very well worldwide, but I think the way to get us there is through this investment in innovation. It's very critical. We can't continue to do the same way of training and expect that we would be able to compete. The second one is digital healthcare, which is telemedicine and remote patient care. Remote patient care is another element of healthcare innovation that would significantly improve access. If you're a great doctor and people can't see you, what's the point? So it's, how do you now, for instance, even in my clinic in Lagos, 20% of...
The chairman, Board of Trustee, Right Honorable Bello Masari, commended the committee for a job well done.
They have done and what they have presented. And I think, like he rightly said, this is the future. And we must embrace future with education intervention organization. They say the future belongs to those who, I can say, are prepared. And how do we get prepared? Through education.
At the turn of the 21st century, it has become increasingly critical to train young Nigerians to become familiar with technological innovations. Ramsey Enoch Agbo reporting for Global Television.
Nigerian lawyers have reacted to a controversial incident involving the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, and his lawyer, Aloy Ejiamako, explaining how they will respond if a client shouted at them as Kanu did to his counsel. In a viral video recorded in the courtroom where Kanu was standing trial for terrorism charges, the IPOB leader was seen ordering his lawyer not to talk when he was talking. The IPOB leader had insisted that Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court Abuja should not preside over his case, citing a previous recusal. The escalating conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo will dominate an African Union summit opening on Saturday, with the Democratic Republic of Congo president absent after Rwandan-backed forces seized a second major city on its territory. A 55-nation body meets in Utopia, capital of Addis Ababa, I beg your pardon, the capital of Ethiopia, as Africa faces devastating conflict in the DRC and Sudan, as well as U.S. President Donald Trump's calls to U.S. development aid, which have hit the continent hard. The African leaders represent around 1.5 billion people in a body long criticized for sluggishness, inefficiency, and toothless statements. Alumni of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University have commended the institution's decision to expel student Chiamaka Godi Mbakwe, who assaulted a lecturer of the university, Dr. Chukwudi Okoye, for disrupting a TikTok video. A video where Godi Mbakwe was assaulting the lecturer had surfaced online, generating widespread attention on social media. The management of the university set up a panel on the conduct of the students. A Binance top official, Tigran Gambarian, insisted that the $150 million bribe allegations he made against 3 Nigerian lawmakers is factual. He stated that his post was nothing but the truth of what took place in Nigeria. The Binance boss had taken to the microblogging site X to name Philip Agbese, Ginga Ousabi, and Peter Akpanke, all members of the House of Representatives, as the 3 prominent Nigerians who demanded a bribe of $150 million from him to forestall his arrest and prosecution over money laundering allegations. The claim has, however, been dismissed by the lawmakers and the federal government. You are watching the live broadcast of Midday News on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, Custom launches authorized economic operator program for global trade. We have those details from the world of business as well as more stories from the foreign scene and sports segments for you. Please stay with us. Welcome back. And now to business. The Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Bashir Adeniyi, has announced that the newly launched Authorized Economic Operator Program will significantly enhance trade facilitation both within Nigeria and across the globe. Adeniyi made this declaration during the official inauguration of the program in Lagos. He further stated that the initiative reflects the evolving nature of customs business relationship driven by dynamic demands of trade and increasing need for secure and efficient supply chains. The Kebbi State government has announced a strategy to revitalize the tourism sector. The initiative, spearheaded by Governor Nasir Idris, aims to attract both local and foreign investment by modernizing cultural heritage sites and upgrading traditional festivals. The Special Advisor on Communication and Strategy to the Governor, Alhaji Abdullah Zulu, disclosed this development during the familiarization visit to the newly established Bayawura FM station in Yauri. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has denied claim that it sells substandard products with a high burn rate. In a statement by its spokesperson, Olufemi Osoneye, the NNPCL said it was reacting to a viral video claiming that its petrol does not last long in fuel tanks. It was earlier reported that a video had surfaced online where a content creator claimed that he bought a liter of Dangote petrol from MRS filling station in Alakpere, Lagos at 925 naira and the same liter at NNPC in Ojodubega at the rate of 945 naira. On the foreign scene, at least 18 people died during a stampede at a railway station in India's capital late Saturday when surging crowds scrambled to catch trains to the world's largest religious gathering. Officials and reports said the Kumbh Mela attacks tens of millions of Hindu faithful every 12 years to the northern city of Prayagraj and has a history of crowd-related disasters, including the last month when at least 30 people died in another stampede at the holy conference of the Ganges, Yamuna, and the mystical Saraswati River The rush at the train station in New Delhi appeared to break out Saturdays as crowds struggled to board trains for the ongoing event, which will end on February the 26th. Hamas has freed 3 Israeli hostages in exchange for the release of Palestinian prisoners in the latest swap under the ceasefire agreed by Israel and the armed group last month. The 3 hostages handed over on Saturday are American Israeli Sangil Dakai Chan, 36, Argentinian Israeli Yaon, 46, and Russian Israeli Alexander Trofanov. In return, 369 Palestinians held in Israel jails were released. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has called for the creation of an army of Europe to guard against Russia, as he suggested the US may no longer come to the continent's aid. Speaking at the Munich Security Conference, he also said Ukraine would not accept deals made behind its country without its involvement after US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin agreed to start peace talks. In a speech in which he attacked European democracies, US Vice President V.D. Vance warned that Europe needs to step up in a big way on defense. In sport, retired Nigerian table tennis star Edem Offiong has joined the Texas-based Lone Star Table Tennis Academy in the United States as a coach. The 5-time Olympian, who announced her retirement after the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, has been described as a valuable addition to the academy located in Austin, Texas. In a statement, the academy expressed its excitement that when we welcomed the Nigerian star, noting that her 2-decade experience would be invaluable to the academy. Kenyan athlete Edwin Kwech has won the men's category of the 2025 Access Bank Lagos City Marathon. The Kenyan won the 50,000 naira first prize for the men's category, which is a second after clinching victory in 2023 edition of the Access Bank competition. The Kenyan ran for a record of 2 hours and 14 minutes. Bayern Munich and Germany midfielder Jamal Musiala had signed a new contract with the Bundesliga giant until 2030, the club announced. Musiala, still just 21, has emerged as a key player for club and country, making nearly 200 appearances already for Bayern. Bayern made the announcement a day before facing defending champions Bayern Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Bayern sits 8 points ahead of second place Leverkusen with 13 games remaining. That's it on Global Television Midday News. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nige Concerts. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen at Global TV NG. You can download our app also from Android and iOS devices to keep track of our daily broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.